18 WJTS Sports presents the Jasper Wildcats versus the Vincennes Lincoln Alice's. This game's brought to you by DuBois County Tire and Supply, McDonald's, Carpet Warehouse, Hubler & Sons, Mariners Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning, Just Wednesday, and Westside Dairy Queen. Now let's go down to the field.
Welcome to Inman Field. Tonight, the Jasper Wildcats are on the road in Vincennes, Indiana for the finale of the Southern Indiana Athletic Conference football season as they take on the Vincennes Lincoln Alice's. The Wildcats are 8-0 against Vincennes 1-7. Hello, everybody. I'm Craig Schneider along with Bob Welp and Jeremy Markos to our right here on the video. And we are under a tent right now, and the rain just started before this football game started. So, Bob, I think it's going to be a sloppy football game, but obviously it's a championship night for the Wildcats because they win this football game. They are the outright champions of the Southern Indiana Athletic Conference, and you could say, all right, well, it's against a Vincennes team that's obviously down with a 1-7 record and only scoring 8.8 points per game. And on paper, the Wildcats should win this football game. You would think that if they continue to play that they've been playing all year, that they would dominate, but it's still important to come prepared to play football tonight.
Yeah, this is what you call the classic trap game. Sectional draw being, last Sunday and figuring out who we're going to play. And like you said, when a person puts it down and they look at the stats, this should be a runaway for the black and gold. The issue is anybody that's been involved with Jasper High School athletics, whether it's been softball or baseball, or especially baseball, or football, Jasper Vincennes, Vincennes will bring it. I don't know how long they can sustain it, but Vincennes will bring it. And Jasper's just got to come here, get healthy, get a lead, get some, fresh jerseys in, and just move on down the road and see what we can do during the second part of the season in the postseason.
And the key thing is to make sure that you play with the intensity from early on, because actually last week the Wildcats fell behind 6-0 in that football game, and it was a 6-6 tie before, taking control in the second half for the most part and winning that game 20-13. Well, it was 13-13 with 11-12 to go, so I wouldn't say they took control early, but, eventually they scored on the big play. And Cooper Ewing, just outstanding night for him, 4 carries for 111 yards and 2 huge touchdowns in that game. But I think Dave Messmer was checking through his binoculars earlier, and he may be on the sidelines in street clothes tonight. So, again, the Wildcats have had their issues with injuries with, losing Will Winesapple and also Isaac Day and a few others that have been banged up here and there. But, it really hurts. So hopefully that's not a serious injury. We'll try to maybe find out as we go on. But the Wildcats are going to start off with the football to get things going here, and fielded right there at the 10-yard line. That's Allbrand. Now he's going to break to the outside. He's got some running room there, so he's going to give his Wildcats really good field position for their first possession right there at about the 38-yard line.
Well, as the rain begins to fall harder and harder and harder, this is not, Joe Roletter Field. You're not going to be able to plant your foot and cut on a dime, even in the rain, because that field drains so well. If this progresses through the first quarter and the second quarter, that V out there, well, it's going to turn brown. So let's just hope Jasper's got a a nice lead before the field gets too bad.
All right, so first play from scrimmage. So that's Schneider with the first carry of the ball game, and how much gain? Well, he gains about 4 on that play, so that's a good start for him.
It's going to be interesting to see if Coach Lewis decides to put the ball up against Vincennes. The one thing you don't want to do is give them points off turnovers, and with it raining, it could be hard to grip that ball.
All right, so the rushing attack right there goes for a first down. So Schneider gets the first 2 carries there and rushes it to the 46-yard line.
You were talking about the Evansville North game and the job Ewing did. The timely touchdowns, when North was starting to get a little bit of traction, Ewing was able to take that away. But they're up front. They battled Jasper every single play. Jasper's really starting to eat Vincennes right off the bat.
Well, and that's the thing. It's just going to be a a lot of number 30 just plowing right forward as he picks up another 6 right there. So Cats just rolling right along now into Vincennes territory at the 48. And I would think just keep doing a lot of the same, although Schneider is going out of the game right now. And I think it was Bear that got the start in one of those slot positions, so we'll see how he covers that.
Well, I'm with you. Pound, 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 number 30, whoever comes in behind him, and then run the counters.
All right, so that gets stuffed right away, so not much there, and Bear gets his first carry of the ball game, and looks like no gain on the play.
Well, they're bringing Schneider right back in. He went over there, kind of whispered a little bit to the coaches, so of course we don't know what that conversation was about. Dried his hands off, and now he's right back in there. So you got to be thinking that either the counter or coming up to number 30 is going to be the play call here.
All right, so we are actually, it's going to be a rollout for the quarterback. He's looking downfield, but he's got a lot of green in front of him, so he wisely takes advantage of that and rushes 5 yards, and he'll get the first down yardage. But yeah, we're actually out here in the crowd with the fans. Thank God Judd brings the tent here so that we got good coverage, actually.
Well, he said he brought the big tent. I didn't know that he brought the one to cover Southern Indiana.
Exactly,
but it's greatly appreciated.
Yeah, of course. Good old Vincennes hospitality, never giving us press box space, but we'll live with it. All right, so there's a pitch out. Now, see, that's the thing you got to worry about, is losing the handle of the football. So actually took a pop there in the backfield, and so he wasn't able to get that pitch out there. Good job for Bear to at least hang on to the football. So a loss of about 6 on the play. It'll be second down. We'll call it 5, actually. Second down and 15.
Nice play by Bear. In weather like this, it's so hard, especially if you don't feel any pressure, to reach down and try to pick that up. But when that football starts to get wet, it squirts out. God knows where it bounces. So he did a nice job just following on it.
All right, Cats looking to throw this time. Chucks it out there. And, oh, wow, what a nice adjustment. Giesler had to kind of turn around there. But, man, that was a huge play. It goes all the way to the 29-yard line. So a pickup of 20 on that pass play on 2nd and 15.
Giesler got down in his route so fast that the defender was actually about 1.5 yards behind him. He closed a little bit, but his face mask was facing our receiver, and he just went up. We just snagged it. It was a heck of a catch, especially in this kind of weather when you're looking up and rain's hitting you in the face.
Yeah, the rain is really starting to pick up here. It's supposed to pretty well rain all night. Now Schneider on the left side, and he's got a huge hole there, and he's going to rush that to the 19-yard line, so that'll be another first down for the Wildcats as we continue to roll right along.
Well, I think that it's going to be just like you had said, just with the weather the way it is, just keep going right up the middle. This offensive line is really firing off, moving the green shirts back about 1 yard, 1.5 yards. The other guys are releasing, getting up into the linebackers. They can't get up, so just keep going straight at them.
Okay, so give on the right side. It's stuffed up, though, so not much running room.
Bear was able to slide to the side to pick up his man, but he wasn't able to get his hips down low enough, so he was essentially just pushing at the same level the other guy was, so there was no movement. Now, if that's Schneider, he probably just throws both those guys on his shoulders and then runs another 10 yards, but Schneider wasn't in that time.
Yeah, so Landon Fleck got the carry there again. The Wildcats having to dig deep in their depth chart as Wallace is out again tonight. Oh, wide open. He's got a man if he can get it there. And, oh, he cannot hang on to the pass. He was wide open right away. Number 7 kind of picked it up a little bit there. That was Graham Reed, but that was still a catchable ball that he just wasn't able to haul in. So that will fall incomplete. We'll bring up a 3rd down and 9.
Yeah, and you just don't see Foley do that. But the way the corners, I hope you can pick it up whenever Jeremy goes from end zone to end zone. It's kind of dark in some of these corners.
Yeah. All right, so a third down situation here. Going to run that counter. Geisler has it, but the flags start to fly. And we'll see what this is. Most likely a hold against the Wildcats.
Well, I didn't quite catch the number, but I did see a big arm come up that had a white shoulder on it.
Well, it's a sideline warning, actually, against Vincennes. So, yeah, he's telling them they need to be on the good side of the 25-yard line over here. So that was just a warning. So Cats, the play actually goes. So Geisler's counter run will now set the ball at the 13-yard line.
I think that Jasper's not only going to get this first down, Craig. I think we're going to look to the outside on possibly a rollout.
Oh, he gets big time pressure, though, and getting into the backfield. That was a huge play. Just untouched was number 21, Tate Keller. So the sophomore puts a big hit on the Wildcats, and now we're going to have to. We'll see if we. Oh, that was fourth down. I did not realize that was fourth down.
Yeah, we had a rollout going. The play was starting to develop out there on the outside with the receivers, but the linebacker stunted up the middle, and while two of our guys were engaged.
Flag on the play.
Goodness gracious. It's got to be 12 men, right?
Yeah, so they got 12 men in the huddle, it looks like.
Well, I tell you what, when you are playing Jasper, you cannot do, you just absolutely cannot do those little mistakes like that. It's going to be a tough road enough.
Well, here's the deal. I mean, the Wildcat defense is just going to have to manhandle Vincennes' offense because, you know, again, anytime you get weather conditions like this and field conditions, obviously we're playing on natural turf here, and a lot of times that is the great equalizer. But obviously the Wildcats right there just attacking it, so actually knocks him, he might have lost maybe a yard, so second down and 16 from the 15.
Quite amazing to me when we were looking at North, when they were subbing in, they had a couple of linemen that would come in on the offensive side of the ball and the defense, but they were going from 300 to 285 to 265 to 275. Vincennes' line is nowhere near the size of North. Jasper needs to just dominate and get this thing over quickly.
Right. You know, it's a great night for turnovers as well. As they're going to start a sweep his side. He's actually got some running room. Oh, he's up the field. My goodness, he could take this all the way. I don't think we got a Wildcat that can catch him. What a run. Just try a last-second effort by Bear to knock him out of bounds. But boy, oh boy. Man, oh man.
Just a simple over pursuit. You know, our guys are used to playing on turf. Now they're coming out. Instead of flying out, it looks like they're trying to get their footing as they're coming out to the side instead of exploding out like they normally do. But that right there was just the pursuit not being there. Door opened up and the young man was quick enough to take it to the house.
So Elijah Hovland takes it. Ran it all the way from the 14-yard line. And the Cats actually get there and block the extra point. But, man, oh, man, an 86-yard touchdown run for Vincennes. And they lead the Wildcats early, 6-0. Here on 18 WJTS. All right, so this is a shocking start to this football game. The Jasper Wildcats, 7-0 in the conference against, 8-0 in the conference against 1-7 Vincennes, who only score an average of 8.8 points per ball game, and they lead the Wildcats 6-0 on a 86-yard touchdown run. So the Cats have it, and now Bear was looking for an opportunity to get that back, but they'll run it. Actually, the Wildcats have the football at the 30. Let's see if they spot this.
Wildcat football, first and
Spot at the 32-yard line, 1st and 10 there. So 5:24 to go. The Wildcats were not able to punch it in on their first possession. Gave it up on downs on a sack on the quarterback. Gave the football to Vincennes at the 20. They went back 5 on having 12 men in their huddle. And a loss of 1 on the next play. Next thing you know, they go 86 yards for a score. All right, so here comes Grant Young. So Grant Young powers forward, and he's going to get about 9 on that run.
Just keep chewing and chewing. Jasper has shown the ability to allow the big play. If you think about the Memorial game, we roll into Harrison. Harrison hits the big play. Jasper turns on the switch, runs away with the game. Get a win against Wrights, roll up against Bossy, give up the big play. And then they turn on the switch. And so they've done this. This is be the 3rd time this year that they've allowed this to happen. Now let's see if they turn on that switch.
All right, so Schneider to the right side. And he'll get the first down yardage, but not much after that. So number 14 is kind of rubbing his helmet a little bit there. That's Raiden Benson making the stop. But again, a lot of sophomores on this Vincennes team right now. And, I mean, you just look at the size, especially the defensive backs. I mean, again, if the Wildcats can just get anything going with the passing game, getting Foley his hands on the ball. There's Grant Young, though. He sees an opening, so he actually gets tripped up. But he picks up about 8 on that run.
Gillis came up from a nice flow from his backside linebacker position, got up into Grant Young's legs, and was able to bring him down. The problem for Vincennes is when that backside linebacker has to make that tackle, you've already given up 8 yards. So they're going to have to do a little bit better of closing down between the tackle and the defensive end, because Young right now is having a little field day.
All right, so second down and 2 after the 8-yard run at the 47-yard line. Gives the left side. That's Fleck. So Fleck, the sophomore, taking advantage of the opportunities. We saw him with some nice runs coming off the bench in games against Bossy and Harrison, and he gets a huge run all the way to the 32-yard line. So a pickup of 15 for the sophomore.
Not as big as Schneider, so he's able to get lower. A lot of the guys from the Vincennes, the 2 outside rovers, came in and they hit him. But being that he was so low and kept his knees up, he was able to get the additional yardage.
All right, so a straightforward play there. So Fleck gets another carry there. It's 3rd carry of the ball in the game. Rushing across the 30 to the 28-yard line.
Jasper does so many things well on offense. You kind of try to see what the defense is going to try to take away. Right now, they're taking up that middle, right there between the guards in the center, and that's why those outside tackle to ends have been more.
Oh my goodness! Ball just popped up in the air right there, and Vincennes jumps all over it. So number 25, Elijah Hovland, who had the big run earlier, and now he picks up a play there. Man, oh man.
That had nothing to do with the weather there. That was just the ball staying in the belly too long. You know, you talk about at the beginning of the year where we had Day and we had Schneider, and they got a few games down with Young coming back, and there was some camaraderie built. Now we got new guys in there. Things like that happen.
So I'm telling you, Jasper Wildcats just really got to get their helmets on, because this is not going well. All right, so the quarterback is flushed out of the pocket, so the Wildcat defense makes the stop there.
Vincennes is going to find out that one strength that Jasper has this year is their ability to go from sideline to sideline. So if you want to go east and west on the white shirts out there, it could be a kind of a long night. The only long run that they had, of course, the touchdown, was turned up through the middle.
All right, so it'll be a loss of 2 on the play. So the quarterback is Zachary Steffi, junior, 5'10", 172 pounds. Now they give it again. Now we got some flags flying here. So Cabrick makes the stop on number 11. That's DeJuan Gillis carrying the football there.
Well, where the flag came from, that's got to be holding. And that's what it is.
Penalty against the Owls is holding.
They called that on Charleston. He's a 5'10", 235 sophomore.
All right.
That's, makes it hard if you're lining up and you're looking at Foley or you're looking at Potts.
Right. But, hey, they squirted through last time and went 86 yards, so can't take that for granted.
You are correct, sir.
Again, this Wildcat football team just really needs to start playing some ball here. You got to remember, this is championship night. You can't mess this up. So clock at 2:05. Vincennes hustling all the way. They were deep back there because the Wildcats declined the penalty. Now Vincennes is forced to call a timeout. So, all right, we'll take a break. 1:58 on the clock. 6-0 Vincennes over the Wildcats here on 18 WJTS. You know what? This is a rainstorm that is not going to stop tonight. So, again, we're going to have to deal with the elements and really kind of change our game plan. Right now, 3rd and 12. All right, they're trying to set up a screen, and he throws it. He actually completes it, but it's going to go for, actually, he said he was actually out of bounds. So catching that football was number 21, Tate Keller. So now we got 4th down, and Vincennes going to have to punt. So, you know, again, special teams are going to have to come up. You know, again, if you get an opportunity to return this punt, if it goes right to Bear, he's got to go for it, you know. He's got a wide open space on the left side.
Well, with an early turnover and a long run for a touchdown, try to catch the ball. But if you look up and you can't find the ball because you got raindrops falling in your eyeballs, just kind of let it go.
All right, he does call the fair catch here, and he snags it right there at the 37-yard line. So the Cats will get it, their 3rd possession of the football game. First one, they rushed down deep into Vincennes' territory, but gave it up on downs on a quarterback sack. And then Vincennes rushed at number 25. Elijah Hovland ran 86 yards for the only score of the football game so far. The Wildcats lost a fumble last possession. 3 and out for Vincennes. So here come the Cats here with 1:46 to go and trailing 6-0. Schneider on the left side keeps forward. Now he's just really using his strength as takes probably about 6 or 7 green jerseys to bring him down, but he gets to midfield, so a nice 13-yard run there.
It's nice to finally see a sign of Schneider running angry. He was going through that line looking for people to lay out, and that's what he's got to do. And once he busts through those, then he's got the ability to go to the house. But we've just got to keep hitting them, and keep driving them back, and then finally take their spirit out because we've given them quite a bit so far.
All right, so 1st and 10 from midfield. They run the counter. Here we go. Giesler, he's got to move, just like Ewing did last week. And he rushes this football for a 24-yard gain all the way to the 26-yard line.
Did a nice job of getting through the line and keeping his eyes up, letting his blocker on the far side set him up, and then he bounced it back to the inside and had a heck of a gain.
All right, so we're coming towards the end of the first quarter here with 54 seconds. Cats trailing 6-0. All right, so they give it to the right side. Fleck gets it. Fleck, man, he's a scrappy little runner out there. Nice job there as he gets across the 20 to about the, so he might have the 1st down yardage depending on where they spot that, maybe a yard short. So spot it right there at 17.
Nice job of making the contact come from his side of the ball. Getting up, keeping his knees up. He does an extremely good job of when contact comes, of doing what as a running back growing up you're taught, keep your legs driving.
Yeah, it's just going to have to be a night of ball control and just move down the field and get points on the board. So the Cats looking to do it for the first time tonight. Cannot lose that football. There's Fleck. Look at him. Squirts his way through there, darts around. Is he going to get across the goal line? Yes, sir. 17 yards for the sophomore. So an outstanding run by Fleck. And he shows his value to this football game tonight and puts the Cats on the board. He's got 25 yards just on this drive.
That was a heck of a run right there, and does my heart really good to know that we punched it in before the quarter ended, because I really didn't want to say at the end of one that Vincennes was up.
I would say tonight, let's go for 2 all night, but we're going to kick the extra point here because I just don't see how Vincennes could stop us from 2 yards out, especially with Schneider running the football. Well, even Fleck, but now actually jump off. So you get, oh, they're going to call it against the Wildcats. Oh, man. So Jasper not playing a very sharp football game tonight. They've had a turnover. They've given up a long touchdown run.
I've got to say that the Jasper coaching staff's doing a nice job of jumping up and down, clapping, trying to keep these guys upbeat.
Right.
But if you see them when things like that just happen and they're over there bouncing their head up and down, that's not enthusiasm.
All right, so McGimpsey's going to have to now set up at the 15-yard line. So there's a snap. The kick is up. And it is good. So Jasper leads 7-6 with 3.1 to go here in the first quarter here on 18 WJTS. All right, so Sam Linder's got it teed up there as the rain continues to fall here on George Inman Field here in Vincennes, Indiana. Jasper leads 7-6 after the 17-yard run by sophomore number 25, Landon Fleck. All right, so the Cats kick it forward like they normally do, and it's field wide.
Touched it.
Could let that go out of bounds, but number 10 falls on it, and that's Kiefer Foster. So Vincennes could at least had it at the 35. They'll start at the 29.
Well, sometimes as a youngster, and you know, he's a junior, but as a youngster, sometimes you see plays that are there that aren't actually there. Sometimes you have to have teammates yell at you to let it go, let it go, let it go. I didn't hear anything coming from the green side, so benefit to Jasper.
All right, so 1st and 10 from the 29 will be the last play of the first quarter here with 2.6 on it. Well, actually, he loses the football. Can the Cats jump on this?
Flag on the play.
All right, so Vincennes was able to hang on to it. The quarterback, number 15, Stiefy. Check that Steffi.
It's a long discussion on what the yellow flag's for.
A little chop block there. So that's going to be costly for Vincennes going back 15 yards.
If people don't understand what a chop block is, if they are engaged with somebody in the numbers, if Potts and his linemen are going, they can't send a guy to take out his legs.
Yeah.
You know, there have been too many injuries in the past, and that's one of the things that football at all levels do to stop that from happening.
All right, so I guess they're going to run one more play here because the clock is, I mean, it's the end of the quarter. Actually, it was a 10-yard penalty, not 15, so it's at the 19-yard line. All right, so 1st and 20 for the Alices here.
Oh, there's got to be flags everywhere. Everybody jumped. White shirts, green shirts.
I guess they're saying the quarter's not going to end on a penalty, and now we're going to have another one here. All right, so this is going against Vincennes, so another 5 back. So now they're at the 14-yard line. So, you know, just a huge opportunity for the Wildcat defense. Again, you let one get away earlier in the quarter, but now it's just, you know, knock that football free. You got to create some turnovers tonight, especially when you get them this deep in their end of the football field.
Well, it's hard to swallow this as a coach, you know, especially for Vincennes. You haven't snapped the ball and you've lost 16 yards.
Yeah. All right, well, actually, oh my goodness, another break to the outside.
Right there.
And it's going to take Allbrand to trip him up, and my goodness, rushes that all the way to the 43-yard line. So the Jasper Wildcats give up a 29-yard run there. And that's going to bring us to the end of the first quarter. So,
And that's the end of the quarter, ladies.
all right, the Wildcats going to have to get things under control here. Number 21 runs at this time, Tate Keller, 29 yards to the 43-yard line. When we come back, Jasper leads 7-6 here on 18 WJTS. In a rain-drenched George Inman Field tonight, Bob, and well, the Wildcats just haven't come to play yet in this football game.
You said a mouthful right there. They have not come to play. This game should not be close. We were talking about what we were expecting at the beginning of the broadcast, and I tell you what, I'm looking pretty silly right now. Vincennes just running right over Jasper.
Absolutely. A 29-yard run on 1st and 25 after 2 penalties pushed Vincennes back to the 14-yard line. Now they're at the 43. All right, now the quarterback pitches out. Oh, he couldn't handle the football, and Jasper's got to jump on it, and I think they eventually do before it does go out of bounds.
But once again, that play was there.
Jasper football.
All right, so the option play, you're right. I mean, he looked like that when he pitched out to the tailback, there was an opening there. All right, so Jasper takes advantage there with the turnover, and 1st and 10 now for the Wildcats from Vincennes 43.
The black and gold just have to lock in. Take care of your business and push this ball down and get a score.
All right, so from the 43-yard line, here comes the counter. Bears got it. He darts, makes a move. Good job by him. He's still on his feet, and he's going to take it 43 yards for the touchdown. So, again, that counter play is working for the Cats.
They're 2 inside linebackers. Whichever way Schneider goes, both of them are crashing right there. They're taking the percentages that the ball's coming to him. We've seen Bear on his pick sixes. You get him in open space, that's nothing new to us. You know, it looks great, but offense, defense, it doesn't matter. You get Bear in open space, he'll take it to the house.
All right, so we saw it again. Huge game that Ewing had last week with the counter plays, 2 touchdowns. Last drive, a 24-yard counter play by Giesler set up a touchdown. This time it takes it all the way, 43 yards for Bear, and the kick is good. So Jasper now leads 14-6, 11:41 to go here in the second quarter on 18 WJTS. All right, so we've seen our share of turnovers in this football game. The Wildcats fumbled. Vincennes was able to recover, although they weren't able to do anything as far as points off that turnover. But the Wildcats recover a fumble at the 43-yard line. Took just one counter play for Braylon Bear to go 43 yards for the touchdown. Kick was good. 14-6 our score.
You know, McGimsey being the holder on those extra points, that cannot be easy tonight.
He drills the football there on that kickoff, and a little bit of running room to the outside if he can get there, but nope, good job by the Cats to get after it. Trying to see the numbers. Again, we got gold numbers. That's McGimsey. You just mentioned him, and he makes the tackle on number 7, Graham Reed. So Vincennes will have the football, 1st and 10.
There are certain podcasts you can go to hear all the high school coaches in the area and their upcoming game, whoever it may be. And it's amazing how every single one of them will come out and talk about their offense or defense, but they never leave special teams out.
Mm-hmm.
And the coverage right on that, McGimsey being able to hold the ball and get it down so we can kick it through on the extra point. I mean, special teams are going to be huge tonight.
All right, so they try to sweep to the outside there with the quarterback. Wiseman gets after it.
Not a wise idea for the guys in green to run the sweep to the short side of the field. They have tremendous speed in the backfield. With the rain coming down, the field being sloppy, you can start to see it wallering up out there. Go to the wide side of the field. One of our guys slips, away you go, just like on that first one. I don't see it being successful coming to the short side of the field.
All right, so 2nd down and 9 as they shift the backs in the backfield. Looks to throw out here. He was trying to get some space there for number 25, Elijah Hovland, who ran for the 86-yard touchdown run, but that pass falls incomplete. So the passing game is really going to be tough for both teams tonight.
Absolutely, and that's why you're trying to keep it to the short screen to the back coming out of the backfield. Somewhere in this game, I'm sure you're going to see with Jasper's aggressive push from their front three that they're going to be letting those guys start to come through, and then they're going to try the screen right over the middle and then go that way. So, but to get a good ball there is going to be very difficult.
All right, so 3rd down and 9. And Vincennes wants another timeout, so we'll take another break. 14-6 our score, Cats lead here on 18 WJTS. All right, so the Vincennes Alice's come back out here with 10:45 to go in the second quarter, facing a 3rd down and 9 from the 21.
Jasper's going to bring some heat, and I think that Vincennes was going right into the teeth of it, and that's why they called timeout.
They bring a man in motion. And they try a sweep to the outside, but it is read right away, an attack there. Looks like Cabrick came up and made the stop. I'm really having a tough time with numbers. I apologize if I'm missing somebody.
I'm thinking that's Potts out there. It's either
Was
Potts,
it Potts? Okay.
Potts or Wiseman.
I saw Cabrick kind of come up there.
4th down. Lindsay in for the kick.
Our guys are so big and strong. If we can, you know, these little backs, we had some trouble back in our days with little guys from over here like Cotter and all those guys. If you can't get your arms around them, man, they just be nightmares for you.
Oh, there's a block punt. There's a block punt, and can the Cats get on it? Yeah, they'll get on it, yes. But again, trying to see who made the block. Can you zero in on him over there? He's running off the field. All right, well, we're not going to be able to get him. And it's with the rain coming down, we just can't see numbers. I'm sorry.
Well, we were
trying to watch it from the monitor the best we can, but
yeah, we were kind of fighting just on nights that, you know, it was clear out there with these type of numbers out there.
Right. All right, so the Cats with the football now, 1st and goal from the 3 after the block punt.
I would think Schneider right over the middle.
Schneider untouched. Well, not touched until he's about 3 yards into the end zone, so another touchdown for the Wildcats. So again, special teams, turnovers, get easy scores. That's how we're going to take control of this football game, and that's why the Cats are up 20-6 right now.
Little discussion going on with Schneider and one of the coaches over there. And it seemed like that particular time, Schneider took it and went out towards the tackle and our end and went out wide. And like you said, 3 yards into the end zone before he even got a green shirt to even touch him.
All right, so Leonard out there again. Good job of Dempsey getting it down.
Oh, that's incredible.
The kicking game's working tonight. 3 for 3, 21-6. Jasper now taking control with 9:57 to go here on 18 WJTS. Credit to who blocked the punt, but it was an outstanding play by the Wildcats. Special teams there, and I believe Potts recovered the fumble, or the block, a loose ball, I guess we call it, and a 3-yard touchdown by Schneider.
The JV football
So,
is scheduled for Monday.
20-6.
Scheduled for Monday is now going to be played tomorrow at 10 o'clock.
Looks like we got it teed up on the straightest 40-yard line in the southern Indiana.
Oh, a little sideline kick here. Oh, it's actually touched right there at the 24-yard line, and not much running room there. So number 10 recovered that. Foster. And Vincennes will start this upcoming drive from the 20, I guess he's standing right there on the 30-yard line.
Well, when he got the ball and he tried to push his way up, unfortunately for him, number 23 was having no success blocking our guys. And they collided, and white shirts came in, wrapped him up, pulled him down.
21-6, 9:53 to go here in the first half. Driving rainstorm here in Vincennes, Indiana. Helped Vincennes early in this football game as they led 6-0 with an 86-yard touchdown run, but now the Wildcat defense is starting to settle in here. So number 25, Hovland, a little beat up on that play, but does gain about 4 yards.
Boy, he took a big-time shot at the line of scrimmage, but was able to slide off and pick up an extra 3. That was a nice run.
So 2nd down and 6. And the quarterback tries to sweep there and nothing doing.
Quarterback keeper.
Trying to see, yep, Wiseman got back there to make the stop.
Cross
Gains about 3 on the play.
35.
We're doing a better job on the backside
Third down.
of when we're coming up, not being reckless. We were reckless at the beginning. The guy took it to the house. We're coming up now. We're planting. We're taking care of our primary positions, taking away the back door, and it's working well for Jasper at this point.
All right, so 3rd down and 3.
Oh, that's not going
Quarterback
to work.
straight up, yeah, and he just gets dragged back there. Wiseman, of course, in on the play, but really caught from behind there by Connor Foley. Maybe gains a yard, but Vincennes is going to punt it away. So another opportunity for another block punt. Or Bear again, if he can get some space there, see what he can do. He's already rushed for a touchdown on a counter play.
Well, you're playing a 1-17, so nothing is off the table.
All right, Bear, he's going to return it here. Straight up, and good coverage there by Vincennes. So number 2 was the first one on the stop there, and that's Javin Baltzell.
On the return.
So Jasper will start still with pretty good field position here. But again, benefited from a fumble on our last score, 3-yard touchdown run by Ashton Schneider to make it 21-6. Only took him 1 play also on the counter play, where Bear went 43 yards after recovery of a fumble. So the Cats will start from the 40.
The last possession for Vincennes, they were trying to come up with a quarterback keeper just right off the right side of the center, but our defensive line just shoved their line right back into him. There's that counter again.
All right, so Giesler gets it this time.
Nice run.
And he'll have the first down yardage, so a 10-yard run on first down, but we got a Vincennes player slow to get up over there. See if he comes out of the football game. Yeah, it looks like they're going to make a substitution there. That was number 19, Jace Kennett, who went down there. So 10-yard run for Giesler, 1st and 10 for the Cats.
Well, he wrapped up Giesler on the top, slid all the way down, and when Giesler kept driving, the back of his heels was hitting this guy up in the face mask. I'm sure that he did want to come out.
All right, left side, Schneider. Good pancake block along the way there by number 52. Mateo Hernandez, the left tackle.
Shooter on the run up the middle, gain of 6.
All right, so 6-yard gain there. 2nd down and 4 from the 44-yard line.
Looks like we got Fleck in the backfield.
Fleck, quick hitter. Boy, look at that speed, straight up. Nobody's catching him. Landon Fleck, what a night he's having. Getting some meaningful varsity minutes tonight, and he makes it pay with a 46-yard touchdown run.
It's a nice change of pace. The pounding of Schneider to Fleck. We had a lot of that with Day, but when Wallace came in, still, Schneider, Wallace, 2 really good running backs, but they were the same running back. Little change of pace right there may pay dividends.
Outstanding hole opened up there by Jackson Bauer and Jacob Potts. So we'll see if Leonard can pop it through. Yes, sir. So he's doing his job tonight. 28-6, Jasper now on a roll. 6:44 here left in the 2nd quarter on 18 WJTS. All right, the rain is just getting heavier and heavier, and you really want a commanding lead once you just have to kind of run this game out, and you would like to get a running clock if you can, but the Cats getting after it there on special teams, so nowhere for number 7, Graham Reed, to go. And so Vincennes will start from the 28-yard line.
Well, this has been the type of rain that we've had most of the game, just a little bit lighter at the start of the game, but for the most part, that's what is going on here. And now when they're these little quick backs, trying to get to the sidelines, they got to plant their foot, and water has no place to go because so much is falling, and it's just not working for them anymore.
Well, we are so far so good underneath this canopy, but starting to accumulate some water there. Now they're going to try to run a reverse there, and all that's going to be blown up by Michael Beekler. You know, eventually he'd get involved in the action, but he just knocks Darius Hills for a huge loss there.
He came through like a man possessed, and then all of a sudden he planted himself and did what you're supposed to do and rotate your head from the left to the right. And then when he seen the guy coming from the backside, he tried to bow out to get around him, but too much speed from Beekler. He just got up in his legs, took his legs out. Now Vincennes is second forever again.
And so a loss of 10 on the play, second down and 20, 5:55 left here in the first half. But look at that. Boy, they're just seeing some holes every once in a while. They do pop open. So that time, number 11, Gillis, gets a big play.
I don't know exactly what was happening with our defensive line, but that ball was snapped, and it seemed like it took forever and a day for those guys to fire off. And they weren't slipping. They've got to be every single play. They have got to be ready to go. They've got to train themselves. Every single play is played the same way.
Check out Jake Keller, actually, number 21, carried that 10-yard run there. So a third down and 10, but they're getting after him. But just got to make those tackles, and a good job here by Giesler to just take his legs out. So that's going to knock him back for a loss. So I don't know if that was officially a pass play or a sweep there. So regardless, it's tackle for loss and 4th and 12, and Vincennes going to have to punt it away again.
Well, the way Vic Peter came through that line, if it was a pass, it turned into a run real quick.
Right. All right, so 4th down. Bear back to receive.
Bear's just itching. He's just itching. Let it go. Let it go.
That's one of those where it's just let it roll, let it roll. It's going to die. Right there at the 48-yard line. So again, really good field position for the Wildcats with 4:24 to go. These teams exchange possessions here. 28-6, Jasper leading. And again, just look at the rain just come down. Well, you just got to get that 35-point lead somehow. So we can just get this thing over with.
Well, let's see if Jasper's going to go with Fleck in the backfield here. See if that. Yep. They're bringing. Yes, they do have Fleck out there.
So Landon Fleck, 5'6", 140 pounds, but man, and they lose the fumble there. Grant Young was able to hang on to it and dive forward for maybe a yard to midfield.
Well, it looks like they're trying to take that. There you go. Give him a yard, and that was all earned. But you expect to see that in conditions like this. But he did what he was supposed to do, concentrated on the ball, wrapped it up, got what he could.
All right, so 2nd down. Young's going to keep it this time. Can he get to the outside? Yes, a nice stiff arm there. He's going to get along the sideline there. Big time run.
Great job with that stiff arm. When you stiff arm like that, it does take a half step away from you, which the guy that was taking the number 16 had the correct pursuit and was able to drop him. But, boy, I tell you what, it was touch and go there for a second. If he was going to take that to the house, he got out there in a hurry.
So a 28-yard run sets the Wildcats up 1st and 10 from the 22-yard line. Counter this time. It's there. Giesler
just
still going
down.
Giesler's not going to give up, and he's going to score from 22 yards out.
That's a man's man run right there. He was not. He seen that end zone, and he was not giving it up.
So a 22-yard run there. So the counter play continues. This time Giesler gets in the end zone, but he did have a 24-yard run earlier in this first half. So the Wildcat rushing attack coming into tonight with over 2,100 yards rushing. just dominating in a rain-soaked football game tonight. Gimpsey doing a great job holding that football. And another popped right through there for number 80, Sam Leonard. 35-6, Jasper with 3:26 to go here on 18 WJTS. All right, we're going to have some. This is crazy up here, ladies and gentlemen, I tell you. And we just got pouches of water that we're trying to get off the tarp here. So we're helping Jeremy. He's doing on one side of the tent. We're doing the other side. There's another big one. And no matter what, we're going to get a little bit of wetness here. The only difficult thing is a lot of electronics. So, all right. So here we go. 35-6. Again, thank you, Vincennes, for giving us room in the press box tonight. We really appreciate it. All right, 3:26 on the clock here in the first half. Jasper dominating Vincennes. Would really like to see one more turnover and one more score before halftime, so we can get that running clock going and get out of this mess. So a quick play there. Schneider makes the tackle.
Alden on the carry, gain of about 2.
So a 2-yard pickup there, 2nd down and 8.
I would suspect that Vincennes is going to let as much time go off that clock as they can.
Look at this one, Jeremy, right behind us. Yeah. Singing in the rain here tonight, Bob.
Hey, we are multi-talented, holding up the tent to keep the water off and calling a football game.
Bear's going to pick one off. Yeah, again, they were trying to just make something happen. Quarterback heaving it out there, hoping Darius Hill could come down, but Bear, you're not messing with him. That's got to be, what, his 5th interception of the season?
There's nobody in Southern Indiana Athletic Conference that is playing defensive back as well as Bear is right now.
Absolutely.
He's seeing, he's checking, and he's attacking and just getting the ball. Even that could have been offensive pass interference because he was grabbing his shoulder pads before he hauled it in, but Bear is still strong enough to bring it in. And here's our opportunity, Craig, to get that running clock going in the second half.
Right. The Cats are going to start from the 46-yard line this time. All right, let's run the counter again. Bear,
goodbye.
Look at that. He's splitting
Come on.
through. I think he's going to be caught this time, but still a huge play. Rushes into Vincennes territory to about the 33-yard line.
You know your offense is running very, very well when the safety is the one racking up all the tackles.
All right, so 1st and 10 for the Cats there. All right, this time you give it to Fleck.
Bear on the carry. Keller on the hit.
It was actually Fleck, wasn't it?
I seen the 2, and I was trying to catch a 5.
Bear on the carry, but I'm pretty sure that was Fleck there.
Well, whoever it was took a knee up into the helmet of the Vincennes tackler.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's not going to come up and try to pound too much.
All right, so 1st and 10. Fleck gets it again. Stopped by number 21. Tate Keller making the tackle there. But he picks up about 7 on that run.
I know Coach Lewis has some class, but I'd really like to see him use our timeouts and so we could punch us in.
2nd and 3.
All right, so minute 15. Cats have got to get in this end zone on this drive.
Counter.
Here comes the counter. Giesler again. Giesler works his way, dives towards the end zone, and I think they're going to say he's just short.
A dive to the 1.
That was a heck of a move and able to launch himself like that on a wet field like this. That was pretty impressive. From this angle, it looked like he got through, but we're a little bit further away than the zebras down there. But still, plenty of time to punch it in.
So 15 yards on that run. All we need is a quick sneak up the middle, but we got to get a score here. And we lose the football. That's what you don't want to have happen. You got to call a timeout here. So Cats do call the timeout. So it'll be 41.2 on the clock. And we'll take a break. Jasper 35, Vincennes 6. Cats will be second and goal from the 1 when we come back. All right, so the Cats come after the timeout. Second down and goal from the 1.
I would think Schneider right up the middle.
Yep, they do. Schneider, and let's not mess around, and let's get that point on the board. So Schneider gets the 1-yard score. Jasper now up 41-6.
Boy, I tell you, they got up to that 35-point lead, and they did it in the nick of time.
I know. So 38.6 to go here in the first half. The big plays was a 20-plus yard run by Bear. Fleck with an 11-yard run, 16 or a 15-yard run down to the 1 by Giesler, and the extra point is kicked right through. So Jasper now 42-6 with 38.6 to go here in the first half on 18 WJTS. It continues to pour. 38.6 to go, 42-6. Jasper leads. So we'll see a running clock in the second half. Just kick it straight forward. Just don't let them have a return here, and there's penalty flags flying.
Flag on the play.
All right, so that actually are 2 flags that flew over there on the far side of the football field. Yep, another chop block. So getting a little dirty on the green side.
Chop block against the Alice's.
Man, oh man. Just trying.
I don't recall a rainstorm like this in quite some time.
Oh, no.
As far as the football game's going.
What? Amazingly, the field's holding up pretty darn well out there.
Yeah.
You're not seeing much mud or slop. And again, there's only 2 fields in the SIAC conference where we play on natural turf, and that's right here at Vincennes and also Castle. See if Vincennes, or them just take a knee. Nope, they're going to run the football. The Cat's going to knock them for a loss. And that's going to bring us to the end of the first half. So 42-6, Jasper fell behind 6-0, but since then, turnovers, block punts, counter plays, whatever it takes. Rushing attack has built a 36-point lead, so we'll see a running clock in the second half. So wind it down, 3, 2, 1, and we'll take a break. We're in halftime, 42-6 Jasper, here on 18 WJTS.